Welcome to Diesel TMS training. In this video, we'll walk through the process of creating and building a load from start to finish. We'll cover the header buttons, statuses, stop information, products, accounting, check calls, lanes, documents, carrier assignment, and more. Let's start by creating a new load. From the nav bar, click the arrow beside loads, then click New Load. Next, select the customer associated with the load and click Create Load. Before we enter load details, let's take a quick look at the page. The top row contains several important controls. First is the back button, which takes you back to the load list. Next is the load number. Click the load number to copy it. Then there's the invoice number, which you can also click to copy. The customer name is clickable and opens the customer record. If a carrier has been assigned, the carrier name is also clickable and opens the carrier record. Finally, you'll find the Save button. Use Save to save your changes as you work. The Save and Exit button saves your changes and returns you to the load list. The bottom row contains additional load management tools. Miles calculates the mileage for the load. Optimizes the stop order on a multi-stop load. Consolidate displays a list of loads you may be able to combine with this one without exceeding legal limits. Convert allows you to convert a brokered load to a trucking load and vice versa. Copy allows you to copy the load with the same carrier selected. Copy without carrier allows you to copy the load without a carrier assigned. The plus partial button allows you to have multiple customers and multiple invoices on one load. This lets you represent an additional customer side movement or portion of the shipment while maintaining the appropriate relationship to the original load. Add a segment allows you to have multiple carriers on one load. This is useful when the movement requires additional carrier side routing or handling. The audit log shows the history of changes made to the load. The load posting actions allow you to see which third-party load boards a load is posted to and manage those postings. Search Trucks allows you to use third-party load boards to search for available trucks or available carriers for the load. Fuel Prices allows you to look up the fuel price for any zip code or city/state combination. And finally, there's Cancel. Cancel effectively deletes the load. Only Diesel support can restore a canceled load, so use this option carefully. Directly below the header is the status indicator. This row shows the current status of your load. In our example, the load is currently in the available status. To change the status, click the status you'd like to change to, then click Confirm. Now you can see the load is in the committed status. Here are a couple of quick notes about statuses. If you want to rearrange your statuses, you can do that from Account Settings. To add new statuses or delete existing ones, select Statuses from the nav bar. But don't do that just yet. We'll cover that in another video. Now let's build the load. Here, you can enter general information such as service type, equipment type, and trailer size, as well as reference numbers. Next, let's enter the shipper information. You can search for an address by typing the company name, city, and state into the company field. The address does not have to be one you've used before. Diesel TMS can search the internet and try to find the address for you. Once you enter an address, it will be stored for later use. After selecting the shipper, enter the pickup date and time. Then enter the consignee information and the delivery date and time. You can also enter the pickup number, the shipper PO number, and any contacts, and select contacts for either the shipper or the consignee. If there's a default contact for that location, it will be selected automatically. You can enter any pickup notes or delivery notes in the notes field under each stop. Next, we need to enter our product information. Here, you can enter details such as commodity, weight, quantity, value, and more. To enter dimensions and/or freight class, add LTL as a service type. If you need to create a new product, enter the product name and save the load. It will be created automatically and saved for future use. Now that we've entered our stop information, you should see the weather forecast for each stop. To add additional stops, click the plus button next to any stop. To delete a stop, right-click it and then click Delete. To reorder the stops, click the arrows next to any stop. Now let's go ahead and insert the mileage by clicking on the Miles button. Great. Now that we've finished adding stops and basic load information, let's move on to the Accounting tab. If you weren't able to select a customer before, you can select one here. One important tip when working with searchable fields like this is to click the X button on the right side of the field when you need to select a new value. This clears the value of the field and allows you to select a new one. Here in the Accounting section, you can enter your customer rate. Let's enter 3,500, then save. You can also add additional line items such as accessorials or additional units by entering them here. You can also save the load by pressing the Enter button on your keyboard. If you need to create a new line item, enter the line item name into the unit field, and it will be created for you. You may be wondering, what rate should I charge? We support a number of ways of determining that. The first is based on your load history. On the Lane tab, you can see past rate history for this lane and any recent quotes that you've made for this lane. Additionally, you can see the latest fuel price for both the origin and destination, as well as the national average. All of this can help inform your rating decision. We also support a number of integrations you can use to determine rates, like 123 Load Board and Cargo Chief. Next, we need to find a carrier. You can use the Top Carriers feature to see whether any carriers you've used before are well suited for this lane. You can also send bid requests to compatible carriers by using the bid request function. Once you've found a carrier, we need to assign them to the load. Use the carrier field to search for and select the carrier. When selecting a carrier, a basic risk assessment dialog will appear with this carrier's risk profile. You can either confirm or reject the carrier. Now that we've got a carrier assigned, let's save the load so we can generate our rate confirmation. To print the rate confirmation, simply click the button right here. And remember, Diesel TMS allows you to easily customize your PDF documents. If you need to make changes to your rate confirmation, you can do so from the PDF template section. We'll cover that in a separate video. The same concept applies to other documents you print or email, like invoices and BOLs. And finally, let's look at the accounting summary. This area gives you a quick snapshot of the financial health of the load. Let's make sure to enter a carrier rate. The accounting summary can help you determine whether the load is profitable, whether you owe money or are owed money, and whether there are any other accounting issues that need attention. If the profit is negative, the accounting summary will turn red. To upload documents, simply drag and drop a document to the customer section. I'm going to download this customer confirmation, and then I'm just going to drag and drop it into the customer section. That looks good. To add a check call, let's go to the check calls section. First, click the plus button in the corner, then select the type of check call and enter any additional details here. Adding a check call will also update the status of the load if the check call and the status name are similar. If you need to record any internal information, you can do so from the Load Notes section. Just enter the note and save the load. Service types define how the shipment is being handled. For example, adding the drayage or heavy haul service type will reveal additional fields for handling those types of loads. For shipments requiring a blind pick or a blind drop, click the I/ button. Then, enter the address information you'd like to be displayed on the BOL. The LoadSure section allows you to quote and book cargo insurance for your load. Lastly, to add a customs broker to your load, expand the Customs Broker section and then select your customs broker here. And that's the basic process for creating and managing a load in Diesel TMS. You've now seen how to create a load, build out the shipment details, manage customers and carriers, enter accounting information, record check calls, work with lanes and stops, calculate mileage, copy and convert loads, add partials and segments, post loads, and manage additional operations. As you become more familiar with Diesel TMS, these features can help you build a consistent workflow from the moment a load is created through final delivery and accounting. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next Diesel TMS training video. Have a great day.